Hello guys, my name is Lucas and welcome to a new episode of our RPG series. Today we're going to keep working on the inventory and we're going to be adding the item stacking functionality to it. So first of all, we're going to go to the item class that we've created in past, and we're going to create a public integer, and I'm going to call it quantity. And I'm going to set it to 1 because I assume that every item has a minimum quantity of 1. And with this, we're going to set the text of the items we stack. So the next thing is going back to Unity, and inside the item objects we have different item objects, right? So I'm going to duplicate this one again. I'm going to put it somewhere else, like for example there. I'm going to do the same I did before. But now there's one thing we want to do, which is, let me change this back to that. Okay. We want to add a text inside the item. So I'm going to create UI text, and I'm going to call this text quantity text so that we can find it. Quantity text is going to be set to the right bottom corner, and it's going to be in the position 0, 0, and the pivot is going to be 0 in the X, and no, it should be 1 in the X and 0 in the Y. And let's restart the position again, and something's weird. This here and this here. Okay, the X, yeah, this is correct. Let's do a, let me see, content size feeder, prefer size, and I increase the size of the text to 30, and I'm going to type a number 1 to check. So it should look something like that. So just set your text to the corner, bottom right corner, set the pivot to 1 in the X, 0 in the Y, and then the position to 0. You can use a content size feeder, or I would just remove it now that I set my width and height. And there you go. Just follow this and you will have the quantity text. So I'm going to copy this and paste it inside my other items. So I'm just going to paste it here, put it inside, reset the position, and do it again here. Put it inside the other item and reset the position. So there you go, we have text on all of them. So since the quantity is 1, I don't want to show it, so I'm just going to delete it, and we're going to set the text. So there's actually a text here, but it's empty, so you can't see it. And we're going to set it once we stack the two items together. So now the last thing, I'm going to rename this. I'm going to rename this to sword, and I'm going to rename this to bracer, or whatever you call it. Bracer. So that, I'm not sure if this is the name of this. I think it is. Yeah, anyways. So we want to, now we're done here with the Unity hierarchy. Now we have to do a little bit more changes in our code and we're ready to go. So swap items is going to only happen when there are two different types of items. So we can do that through an item ID. Right now we're just going to do it through the name. Maybe we're going to upgrade that in the next episode. So right now let's do an if the result.gameObject.name is not equals to the drag item name. So drag item.name, if these two are not equal, then we're going to swap the items. Okay, so that happens if they're not equal. And then else, so if they are equal, I can type that here, stack items if they are the same. So if they have the same name in this case, we're going to stack them. So how do we do this? First, we need to increase the quantity on the result item. So I'm going to go to result.gameObject.getComponent, and I'm going to get the item component. And in the item, we already had a quantity. So I'm going to increase the quantity of this item. So result.gameObject.getComponent.quantity plus equals, this means we are going to add something to our current quantity. And what I want to add is the dragged item quantity. So dragged item dot get component item dot quantity. So I increase the quantity of my result game object, which is the item where we're dropping our item on. So we're going to increase that quantity, and then we're going to increase or change the text of our result game object, I'm going to call it. So result.gameObject.transform.find, we are going to find quantity text. That's the text that we just created. We're going to get a component text and make sure that you are using Unity Engine UI, otherwise this won't appear for you. And we're going to set the text to this quantity. So Control V, because we already increased it. So now we can just set the text to that. And finally, we're going to destroy the dragged object. So dragged game object dot destroy dragged item. And since we destroyed the dragged item, we don't want to do this because dragged item is already destroyed, so we cannot access the transform. So it will give us a null reference exception. So what you can do is destroy it on the next frame, or you can break out of this. What can we do? You can set the dragged item to null here. Dragged item equals null, and then break. So no, sorry, you can return. So if you return, instead of breaking out of this loop, you're going to return from this function, which is this whole thing here, dragged items. And then your raycast results also will be affected because they won't be cleared. So you should be very careful with that. So before you do that, you should also clear your raycast results. I'm going to copy this as well and paste it here and save that. So now, if we go back to Unity, this should probably be working. So let's play it, and there's errors. Of course there are. What is the error? Please tell me, dear Unity. Cannot implicitly convert. Okay. I forgot to add a quantity here, dot to string. Okay, because text is supposed to be a string, not an integer. So now we play, and please work. Okay, we can try this. I drag the sword, I can drop it somewhere else, these two, and if I place it, okay, first let's swap these two. So they swap with each other, and now if I place two with the same name, whoop, they become two. Excellent! Yeah, that's what we wanted. We increased the quantity. And if you have 2 and 2, they're probably going to increase the quantity by 2. We can see that the quantity here is 2. So I'm just going to duplicate this to make the test. I'm going to put it here, reset it back to 0, and I'm going to drag it from here to there. Oh, sorry, because the name was changed when I duplicated. So, oops. I need to make them with the same name because when I duplicated, it added a 1. So let's try it again. And if I swap them, there they became 4. Yes, yes, that's exactly what we expected. And now here the item quantity is 4. So if you have things like food, materials, or potions, they're going to stack with each other. And what we can do for things like equipment or swords that you cannot stack with each other, we can have a property in the items class where we can set them as stackable or not. So that's going to be easy. Now we can swap the whole stack with each other. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We did a lot of things, guys. We did the invalid position, we swapped the items properly, and we also stacked the items. And it even shows the number that we have here, and it's actually a number in our script. So that's fantastic. I'm very happy with our result. So yeah, that's basically it for this video. For next video, we're going to be able to use the item, and I hope that we can double click on it to use it. So for example, I double click in this sword and I can replace the sword of this guy, or I can drag and drop it on top of him so that he will swap the sword that he's currently carrying with the sword that I just gave him potions and more stuff. But that, my friends, is going to be done in the next video. So again, thank you very much, guys, for watching. I'm actually being very busy. I'm actually working in an application. It's kind of a game that we're doing with my friend, and because we're participating in a fund, and if we get that fund, it's going to be very good for us. Well, if you want to know a little bit more about my app, we're making a game that you can actually learn how to read and write Chinese with Cantonese pronunciation, and there's a lot of stuff inside. There's some mini games. We're working really hard on it, and yeah, in the future I'm going to send you a link so that you can try it. But yeah, now we're very focused on this because I'm actually very happy that this worked. I barely tested it. I think it's much better than the old inventory we made. So I'm going to replace those series with these 2 episodes. So yeah, again, guys, thank you very much for watching. Please keep commenting. Please share these videos with your friends. Please like my videos, and I will see you next time. Goodbye. Peace.